Member for Dawson.
Well, thank you, Mr Speaker. The people of Central and North Queensland, in cities and towns like Mackay and Bowen, Ayr and Townsville, have been through difficult times over the past 2 years as the region adjusts to a downturn in the resources sector which underpinned that region's economy. It's been tough. In the city of Mackay, where you could not find a house to rent for love nor money just a few years ago, there are now 1,200 houses for rent and 3,000 for sale. Many people have left the region and many are in dire need of employment. Dozens of businesses have closed and many more are on the brink. Those business operators who are hanging on and workers who are desperate for more job opportunities have pinned their hopes on the Adani Carmichael mine project going ahead. In this economic climate, you can understand that it's a massive slap in the face when a local extreme Green group with five paid activists acts against the best interests of the region by holding up the development of the Carmichael mine with court challenges. This project has faced court action on at least 5 different fronts, largely from extreme Green groups who have no direct link or association with the Carmichael mine and who are located hundreds of kilometres away from the project site. It's quite illuminating to take a closer look at the key litigants in this job-destroying action being undertaken in the courts, and the key litigant is the Mackay Conservation Group. Once upon a time, this local group was made up of local conservationists who advocated on local issues. They were concerned about the preservation of the Melaleuca forests at Slade Point, the development of islands like Lindeman Island and pesticide runoff into the Pioneer River. These were local concerns raised by local conservationists. But something changed at the Mackay Conservation Group about 3 years ago. The vast extreme Green network, the professional environmental activists, infiltrated this group. The professionals are a new and different breed. They're well-trained, well-resourced and networked in with the vast extreme Green network across this country. The woman now at the helm of the Mackay Conservation Group, one Ellen Roberts, is one of these professional activists. Miss Roberts moved to Mackay from Melbourne 3 years ago, and my, oh my, how things have changed at the Mackay Conservation Group since. She is a veteran environmental activist from the Friends of the Earth Victoria. She was on their management committee. In 2012, she was part of Climate Action Moreland that campaigned to shut down the Hazelwood coal-fired power station in Victoria's Latrobe Valley. In 2010, she was a spokeswoman for the Camp for Climate Action protest, which saw 2 protesters chain themselves by their necks to the Hunter Valley conveyor belt carrying coal to the Bayswater power station northwest of Sydney. At the time of that action, Ellen Roberts said the purpose of the action was to take direct action against coal infrastructure. Well, that was a purpose then and that's a purpose now, taking direct action against coal and the jobs that coal creates. She is basically an agent provocateur of the vast extreme Green network sent into our community to manufacture dissent, to divide the community, to pit neighbour against neighbour, mate against mate, the likes of which we have never seen in our community before. Now, on behalf of the business owners in Mackay who are struggling, on behalf of the mining and construction workers who are desperate for work, I'd like to suggest to Ms Roberts that it's time for her to move on. She is not the only member of the vast extreme Green network who infiltrated the Mackay Conservation Group. There was also Jack Redpath, the University of Tasmania Student Council Environmental Officer and founder of the Tasmanian branch of the Australian Youth Climate Coalition, who was sent to Mackay. There was also Ari Talon, also heavily involved in the Australian Youth Climate Coalition, and Ari, it seems, has even taken a law course in activism. An article in The Australian last year referred to Mr Talon as an environmental serial offender, showing up repeatedly as part of public actions. The article referred to backing organisations such as Lock the Gate, Greenpeace, 350.org and Get Up, and stated activists move from site to site to add their protest expertise to a range of courses, often engaging in civil disobedience activities and providing the infrastructure for others to join the cause. Ari Talon from Queensland has shared his campaigning skills across organisations in Queensland and New South Wales after training as an activist. The activities of the vast extreme Green network raise some serious questions. Why should these activists, who are not directly affected by a project, have any legal standing in the courts to derail such job-creating projects? And why should groups who seek to divide the community, destroy jobs and wage political campaigns and legal warfare enjoy the benefit of tax deductibility status? And why should they be the beneficiaries of state government donations, such as the $50,000 that the current Labor government in Queensland gave to the Mackay Conservation Group in their budget? Thank you very much. And why indeed, Mr Deputy Speaker, Why indeed? And these are questions that this government is going to address.
Order it being 5 p.m. The